Welcome back to Max with RP. Today we are going to explore continuous functions. We are going to be dealing with the next chapter, continuity and differentiability. But today we are going to explore continuous functions. You have already studied about limit of a function. Okay. What is limit of a function? Now look at this graph, y equal to x square. Let us assume that we are approaching 2. Let us assume we are approaching, x approaches 2. That means x takes values very close to 2. What does f of x approach? That is the question we are asking. So however small a neighborhood you choose around 2, and whether you approach through 2 through values left of 2 or right of 2, if f of x approaches L, L is called as the limit of f of x. So limit x tends to a, f of x equal to L implies limit x tends to a, f of x equal to L. What is the meaning of this? As x approaches a through values left of a or right of a, very close to a, then if f of x approaches L, L is called as the limit of f. If x approaches a to the through left, we say x tends to a minus. If x approaches a through values right of a, we say x tends to a plus. Okay. Now, if x tends to a minus of limit x tends to a minus of f of x is equal to limit x tends to a plus of f of x, then we say the limit exists. If limit x tending to a minus of f of x is equal to limit x tending to a plus of f of x, we say the limit exists. And let L be the limit. That is L is the value that f of x approaches to. Now if you look at this graph y equal to x square, you know that as x approaches 2, y approaches 4. Because however close a neighborhood I choose around 2, then the value of y is going to be very close to 4. Therefore, we say limit x tends to f of x in this case, limit x tends to 2 f of x equal to 4 for this parabola. Now this is y equal to x. But since you have already studied about limit, I want to introduce the notion of continuity. If you can draw, first I want you to develop an intuitive notion. If you can draw the graph of a function without lifting your hand, it represents the graph of a continuous function. This is called as the intuitive definition. So if I look at this parabola, can I draw this graph without lifting my hand? Yes. Therefore, this is a continuous function. There are no breaks or gaps in the graph. Now, this is identity function y equal to x. Can I draw this graph without lifting my hand? Yes. Therefore, this graph also represents the graph of a continuous function. Now, let us look at more rigorous or mathematical definition for continuity. If limit x tends to f of a exists, and if f of a exists, what is f of a? The value of the function at x equal to a. If the limit exists and is also equal to the value of the function at x equal to a, then we say f is a continuous function. So limit x tends to a, f of x should exist, f of a should exist, and limit x tends to a, f of x must be equal to f of a. Then we say f is a continuous function. So intuitively, by just looking at the graph, you can say it is a continuous function if you can draw the graph without lifting your hand. Okay, if there are gaps in the graph, then it represents a discontinuous function. Mathematically, if limit x tends to a, f of x is equal to f of a, You can verify this to check whether a function is continuous or not. Now look at this graph. F of x equal to 1 when x is less than 0. F of x is 2 when x is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, this is my x and this is my y axis. X is less than 0 is given by this portion. What is the value of y? Y is 1. At x equal to 0, it is 2. So, I have indicated here. I have drawn an open circle here to indicate that that value is to be excluded, because only for x strictly less than 0, y is 1. For x greater than or equal to 0, y is 2. Okay. Now, what can you say about the graph? By looking at the graph, you know there is already a break. Where is the break happening? At x equal to 0. So, we will analyze the graph around x equal to 0. Analyze the function around x equal to 0. Now, look at x tends to 0 minus of f of x. That means what? X approaches 0 through value left of 0. When you do that, what is the value of the limit? The limit is 1. If I approach x towards 0 through values right of 0, what is the value of f of x? F of x is 2. So, to the left of 0, the limit is, left hand limit is 1, the right hand limit is 2. So, left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit, therefore, the limit itself does not exist. So, in order to check for continuity, what is the first step? We have to check whether the limit exists. What is the next step? Whether it is limit exists and it's equal to f of a. Now look at this function. F of x is 1 when x is not equal to 0, and f of x is 2 when x equal to 0. Okay. When x equal to 1, I used a black color dot here, and it is very difficult to draw a small open circle. So you can see that limit x tends to 0 of f of x is 1. Whether I approach 0 towards left or right, the value of the limit is 1. However, f of 0 is 2. What is f of 0? The value of 0 is 2. So, the limit exists. Limit exists. What limit? Limit x tends to 0. F of x is equal to 1. It exists. But f of 0 is 2. It is not equal to f of 0. The value of the function at x equal to 0. Therefore, what does it mean? The limit exists. It's not equal to value of the function. Therefore, the function is not continuous. What is the difference between the previous example and this? In the previous example, the limit itself did not exist. So, the first condition itself is not satisfied. In the second example, the limit exists, but it's not equal to the value of the function. Therefore, it is not continuous. In general, all polynomial functions are continuous because you can draw the graph without lifting your hand. Of course, we can explore them by looking at many of such the graphs. It will give you a lot of information about how you can interpret continuity. Now look at this problem. Now let us solve some problems using the definition. Let f of x be equal to x if x is less than 1 and phi when x is greater than or equal to 1. You have to check continuity at x equal to 0, 1 and 2. So, limit x tending to 0 minus of f of x will be what? That means x is approaching, becoming very close to 0. When it is becoming very close to 0, naturally x is less than 1. So, what will be the value of the function? It is x. So, what is x here? 0. What will be limit x tending to 0 plus of f of x? So if you look at the graph, so till 1, this is 1, right? So x is equal to 1. So till x is less than, as long as x is less than 1, what is y? Y equal to x. After 1, what does it become? When x is greater than or equal to 1, so here I have to draw an open circle. And then when x is greater than or equal to 1, y is 5. This is y equal to 5. This is y equal to x, right? At 1, what happens? It is 5. Y equal to 5 only for x greater than or equal to 1. So after this, this is 5. Okay. So at 1 it is 5. So there is a closed circle. Here it is an open circle. It's an open circle here. It's a closed circle here. At 1. So if you look at limit x tends to 0 minus of f of x, it is x. So it is 0. Limit x tends to 0 plus of f of x is equal to 0. So at 0, the value y is only x. What is x here? X is 0. So the limit exists and is equal to 0. What is f of 0? F of 0 is also 0. So at 0, it is continuous. So continuous at x equal to 0. Now what happens at x equal to 1? Now limit x tends to 1 minus of f of x will be, this is 1. To the left of 1, what is the value of the function? X. Here what is x? X is 1. What is limit x tends to 1 plus of f of x? That means greater than 1. From the graph itself, you know y is 5. So left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. Function is discontinuous at x equal to 0. You can already see there is a break in the graph. Now what about at 2? Now limit x tends to 2 minus of f of x will be equal to, so when I take 2 is somewhere here, what will you get? F of x is 5. Because f of x is 5 for all x greater than or equal to 1. Limit x tends to 2 plus of f of x is also 5. What is f of 2? That is also 5 because here it's given x greater than or equal to 1. Since x is 2, so f of 2 is also 5. Okay. So you can see the limit exists and is equal to the value of the function. So f is continuous at x equal to 2. So it is discontinuous at x equal to 1, as you can see from the graph. When x is less than 1, I can draw the graph without lifting my hand. When x is greater than 1, y equal to 5, that's also a straight line which I can draw without lifting my hand. There is a jump at x equal to 1. So there is a discontinuity happening at x equal to 1. Or you are able to follow what is a continuous function? Now let us solve some problems. So whenever x is not equal to 1 is given, and x is equal to 1 is given, this implies that the left hand limit and right hand limit are one and the same, because for x less than 1, x greater than 1, this is f of x. Only for x equal to 1, the value of f of x is m minus 1. So limit x tends to 1 minus of f of x equal to limit x tends to 1 plus of f of x, which is equal to limit x tends to 1 of f of x. When I say x tends to 1, please understand x is never equal to 1. X is only very, very close to 1, but not equal to 1. So when x tends to 1, I have to substitute in 1 minus x power m. So when I put x equal to 1, what will I get? This is 0. Now what is f of 1? So the limit exists. So from this, what is the conclusion? Limit x tends to 1 f of x exists and is equal to 0. What is f of 1? F of 1 is m minus 1. Okay. Now, and if it were x minus 1, then I can substitute x equal to 1. But it says m minus 1, where m can be any number. So, if m equal to 1, then f of 1 will be 0, in which case it will be continuous. If m is not equal to 1, right, some other integer, then f of 1 will be m minus 1, in which case it will be not continuous. Continuous. In this case, it is not continuous. Now look at this problem. F of x equal to 1 minus cos 2x by 2x square when x is not equal to 0. 3x plus 1 if x is 0. So now, the function is defined around 0. So let us look at limit x tends to 0 minus of f of x. So this will be same as limit x tends to 0 plus of f of x, because when x is not equal to 0, this is the function. So this is limit x tending to 0 of 1 minus cos 2x by 2x square. This is limit x tends to 0. What is 1 minus cos 2x? 1 minus cos theta, you know, is 2 sin square theta. So this will be 2 sin square x. 1 minus cos 2x is 2 sin square x by 2 x square. Remember, limit theta tending to 0, sin theta by theta equal to 1. This is a property of limit which you would have definitely studied earlier. So by using that property, this will become 1. And these two gets cancelled, giving you 1. 1 minus cos 2x is 2 sin square x divided by 2x square. Sin square x by x square is sin x by x into sin x by x. As x approaches 0, it becomes 1. 2 gets cancelled, giving you 1. What is the value of the function at x equal to 0? Now f of 0 is 3 into 0 plus 1, which is 1. So limit x tends to 0, f of x is equal to f of 0. It exists and it is equal to f of all are 1. So this is 1 and f of 0 is also 1. Therefore, the limit exists and is equal to the value of the function at x equal to 0. Therefore, this function is continuous. So, continuous. Now look at this problem. Limit x tends to 0 of f of x. I am not writing now left hand limit, right hand limit, because I have already told you when x not equal to 0, if the function is defined to be the same function, then right hand limit is equal to left hand limit. Because whenever you say x tends to 0, x is never equal to 0, x only takes values closer and closer to 0. So this is limit x tends to 0, x cube plus 2x square plus x by sine inverse x. Now this is limit x tends to 0, x into x square plus 2x plus 1 by sine inverse x. If limit x tends to if limit theta tends to 0, sine theta by theta is 1, then limit theta tends to 0, theta by sine inverse theta is also 1. So this factor is going to become 1. So this is same as limit x tends to 0, x square plus 2x plus 1. We should write, because limit x tends to 0, x by sine inverse x equal to 1. This will be, as x tends to 0, it is 1. Okay. Now what is f of 0? So we have calculated the limit. Now what is f of 0? F of 0, where you have to substitute? Here. 0 plus 1, which is also 1. So limit exists and is equal to value of the function. Therefore the function is continuous. Is it clear, or you are able to follow? So this is what we discussed now. This is a simpler problem. Find the value of k so that the function f of x equal to kx square by 3 when kx square when x is less than or equal to 2. I will rewrite because it is so small. F of x is kx square if x is less than or equal to 2. It is equal to 3 if x is greater than 2. Now f is continuous. It's given to be continuous. Find k. So in this case, what is given? The function is given to be continuous. You have to find the value of k. Now what is limit x tends to 2 minus of f of x? This will be limit x tends to 2 minus of kx square. This will be, when I put x is 2, 2 square into k, 4k. For polynomial functions, how will you find the limit? By direct substitution. Now what is limit x tends to 2 plus of f of x? This is 3. Since the function is continuous, since f is continuous, okay, limit x tends to 2 minus of f of x is equal to limit x tends to 2 plus of f of x. This means therefore 4k equal to 3 or k equal to 3 by 4. So if f is continuous, k equal to 3 by